Welcome back, everybody, to the world's worst fishing. This video we're going to be trying out a new technique to the channel. It's not new to me. I don't have a ton of experience with it, but we're also testing out a new camera, which is why I'm filming random footage of my boat that has nothing to do with the video whatsoever. We did actually go fishing today, and unfortunately it didn't turn out so well. But we threw some cool stuff at them. So this swim bait right here, you guys are probably kind of familiar with some of my hand pours. So pretty cool swim bait there. Let's get it in focus. Come on. See, trying to learn this new camera. And then of course the Alabama rig. You can see I've got, yeah, there we go. I've got a bloodline swim bait on there. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. So what we're going to be doing today is called the dusting method. And you'll see this bait here, for example. It has that line poured down the middle. Well, what if we don't want to pour the line? What if we want to paint the inside of the mold with a line? Or maybe, let's see there, you can see that this bait has, come on now, has that little fin feature right there. What if we want to accent that? We can actually paint the inside of the mold. So that's kind of what this method allows you to do. You can kind of enhance the mold with colors and then pour your plastic in the mold, and then whenever you take the bait out, it's already embellished. So that's kind of the goal. So anyway, we're gonna take this new camera into the fish cave and get started on a new video for you guys. So you can see here I've got some things laid out, and so I have my two Stank-X Baits rocket molds. That's what those are right there, and we're going to be doing a couple of different things. This stuff right here, this is some fun stuff. Solar color dust. This is a chameleon pigment. It's kind of like a discount color shift. It's not as expensive as color shift, but that's going to be like our pearl bottom. It's beautiful. Our line down the center is going to be this green powder right there. And then we're going to accent that little, you can see in there, there's that fin detail right there. We're gonna dust that with some gold. And then the top will be kind of a silver pearl with some flake. And then we're going to put some Dead Meat custom eyes, these beautiful green eyes right there. So that's what we're going to do. I'm actually waiting on a bunch more eyes from Dead Meat Custom, so I'll have a few more options. But sorry, I'm still working out this camera, trying to see how it frames in my shop and everything. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get some plastic cooked up and actually start the video now. Okay, so the first step that I want to take is I want to take this gold powder here, and I want to, if you'll see that little fin there, right? I just want to take some gold dust here, some gold powder, and just kind of highlight that little section there. Just kind of brush it, or dust it, as we're referring to here. Okay, we're just going to dust that little fin detail, that right there. Just cover the whole thing with gold powder here. All right. And we're going to do that to both molds on both sides. So we're going to do it to that part right there. So that's the first step, okay? And then the next step, sorry, that's probably impossible to see just with the shadows. The next step is going to be pouring the bottom layer. And I'll tell you why that's the next step after we get it poured. But anyway, the first step there is, at least on this mold, is to do the fins. Alright, so we've got our plastic heating up. We have both molds already dusted, okay, with the gold. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this chameleon dust here, and we're going to add that and then make our first color with it. So, pardon me, we're going to scoot the camera over and go ahead and whip up our first color, which is coming out now. Okay, Dead on Plastic Crawl Tube Blend. Alright, and this green, gold, and red beautiful chameleon powder. You can kind of see the effect there. So like I said, it's kind of like a color shift, but not, and it's much cheaper. I don't remember what this stuff costs, but it's not you know, it's not that, you know, $15-20 a gram stuff. So anyway, we're just going to do about a half scoop of that and stir her in. Okay. Plastic's very hot, of course, so if you're new to baits, please use caution always. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and pour the first layer here. So we're going to zoom in a little bit here and hopefully get a good shot of the pouring process. So again, always want to use glove, and we're just going to pour the bottom layer there, okay? And I like to pour it to about halfway up the eyeball. Alright. About to where it fills in that bottom fin. You'll notice this mold has that bottom fin there, and that's where I like to kind of pour this to. So, see, let's actually take it back out some. Alright. Well, you can get an idea of the thing as a whole instead of so close up. Okay. Now we're going to have to let those set up for a little bit. And the reason why I like to do that, if you think about it, once that layer sets up, I now have a flat surface to angle my brush on to then paint my dusted line down the side of that mold. So if I was just painting it on the inside of an open mold, you know, it's going to be hard to paint a straight line, right? But because that layer of plastic is there, that kind of gives me a surface that I can rest my brush on and dust a nice even line. So that's the way I do it. So we're going to let these set up for a little bit, and then we'll finish the dusting. We're going to paint like a green stripe down the center, and then we'll mix up our top color and then complete the bait. Alright, welcome back. So our bottom layer has set up quite a bit, and again, this is why I'm doing this. It allows me to then kind of paint right down that edge with my dust here, okay? So, actually, might get a, nah, that side's the best. Okay? And you can see the green line is nice and straight. And that's what you want. So we just kind of follow it all the way down that edge to the end. Alright. Okay. There you go. And now for the other side. I know that's not coming through real well because of the shadows. So maybe if I move it over there. But anyway, same principle. And that's how you can paint a straight line down the side, is with that bottom layer already in the bait. So anyway, that's the name of the game there. Now we're going to do it to the other mold, and then we'll meet you right back. So we're back on this next mold right here, doing the same thing. Hopefully that's showing up there. So yeah. Okay, so we're ready for the next step. We're just going to do some silver pearl there. Yeah, come on, focus. There we go. Silver pearl, and not a lot of it. Okay, so a very small amount. We want this top color to be quite see-through, and I kind of actually overcooked my plastic a little bit here. So it's not quite as clear and vibrant looking, but nevertheless, it's going to have the proper effect. Alright, yeah, just a nice light pearl kind of charcoal color. And then we're going to add some large black flake to it. This is 0.062, all that goodness in there. So we're going to add a full 1/4 teaspoon, really give it some texture. Alrighty. Yeah. Very simple. This will kind of be like a green gizzard shad. It'll be a sort of a gizzard shad, gray shad pattern with a green stripe and some gold fins, just because it's special. So now what we need to do is, actually I'm going to heat this back just slightly. Okay. But now we're going to hit our molds here with the heat gun. And that is just kind of so we can tack up those layers and get a nice bond with our plastic. So you guys have seen me do this before, so nothing new there. Okay, everybody, we are ready to pour. So here we go. Looking nice, looking nice. Filling up the tail, very good, very good. Alright, on to the next one. And we hit both of these with the heat gun, the front and the back. So you want to make sure that you tack up the head so that you don't have any delamination up there in the nose where you're actually going to rig the bait with a hook. So definitely want to keep that in mind. Okay. There we go. Those are looking good. And we will wait for those to cure or set up. Real quick shout out. We did a live stream this past Friday night where we were taking the new Angling AI punch bug mold. So that little bad boy right there. We were making one of Terry Scroggins' favorite colors. So I did a color match. So yeah, I think I did pretty good. Yeah, what do you guys think? Not bad. That the one in my right hand there was the sample bait. So yeah, that's a new color. He calls it Cooter Brown. So yeah, we had a fun live stream. Thank you to anyone who may have tuned in. I hope you guys enjoy the live streams. They're a lot of fun to do. All right, so now we're taking them out of the molds. So got the first one out. You can see it over there. Actually, like this color more than I thought I would. I've never made this. So this was just kind of a last minute decision. So yeah, you can see how it literally just transfers what you put in the mold to the side of the bait, and you have a nice clean bloodline effect without pouring that third layer, and it just looks a little different. You know, had I mixed up that green pigment, or excuse me, had I mixed up that green powder and decided to do it that way, it would have looked a little different. You know, now you can always paint this on after the mold comes out, but then you would have to heat set that or clear dip it. That stuff right there is like in the plastic, so you can't just wipe off that powder. So normally, if I just take powder and I just brush it onto the exterior of a bait, it can then get smeared and wipe off. That's what's good about this method, is that stuff is in there. And in a mold that I don't clear dip, that's what I want. So that stuff is kind of already set in. So now we're going to let those set up in the water in the bath for a minute, and then we're going to add our eyeballs, and I think we'll have a pretty good looking bait. Okay, it's eyeball time. So going to add our Loctite Super Gel. There it is. Nope. Come on. There we go. Alright. So here goes our eyeball. I like the pupil facing forward, of course. Yeah. There's our bait. Pretty cool. Now we'll do the other side, of course. So, add our gel. Not too much. Like I always say, it's like hot sauce. One drop does it. Alright. Boom. Ah, messed that one up. It's kind of looking up a little bit. Not exactly straight, but you know, who's really paying attention, right? Okay. So on to this next one here. Come on, Betty. Alright. And boom. Oh, I love these eyes. Oh, I did that one upside down. Whoops. Alright, we'll have to do the other one upside down then. That's what I get for looking at my camera screen to see if I'm framing correctly instead of what I'm doing. So, it's part of learning a new camera, huh? Let's see. Yeah. Because some eyes have like a left and right. So for example, those say right, those say left. And it really does make a difference. So on this one where I did it correctly, actually we'll flip them over. I like how the pupil is kind of on the bottom. See how that one's towards the top? That one's towards the bottom, and it just makes it look like the fish is looking that way. But anyway, there you go, guys. That is dusting made simple. And I'm sure that's just one way to do it. But I think it makes some killer effects. I mean, what do you guys think? And do you like the picture quality? Hopefully this is getting some, you know, good close-up, in-focus shots of the baits and where you can really see the colors. I think you can really see that chameleon pigment on the bottom there. It's picking that up really well. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited to have some better picture quality here. But that's dusting, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you enjoyed learning something new. Well, some of you, this may be old news. I've been doing it a little bit. You know, I've got a couple trout patterns that I use this for, where I paint a red line down the center. But yeah, this is a really cool technique. You can probably do it with any mold. And you don't have to pour the bottom color first. You know, if you just want to go in there and paint maybe some stripes, let's say you're doing a perch pattern, right? You can dust, you know, the little black stripes that you see on a perch. You can dust those down the inside of your mold before pouring, and then whenever you take your color out, boom, you already have those black marks that, you know, those little lines that go down the side of the perch. So really cool color here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you don't mind me so much. I'm like looking at the screen instead of at you to make sure I'm framing here. New camera, so trying to get used to it, trying to up the quality of the content a little bit. So fun things coming for the channel. Like I said, we're going to be getting into some tackle making that has nothing to do with soft plastics. I think it's going to be really exciting. We're going to expand our vocabulary as a custom tackle maker. So I can't wait for the next chapter. We're not abandoning soft plastics by any stretch, because that's really what I'm good at. Some of this other stuff, I'm a total noob. So as I expand my tackle making horizons, I'm going to take you guys along, of course. So from me as a beginner to hopefully getting good at it. You know, when I started making soft plastic videos, I was kind of already good at it. I feel like I've grown a lot. But as we pick up new things, I'll be a total noob. So you guys will kind of, hopefully, if you'll follow me, kind of through my journey, learning some of these new things, and we can kind of learn together. It'll be sort of a forum here on the channel. So I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Shoot me a comment below. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch you next time.